Hello, Finn. I'm going to do this video a little bit differently. I'm actually stopping. I've noticed that my camera's going all over the place, and so I'm going to try to put this one up a couple different places. So I thought, maybe not having the phone just going all crazy would be better. So I'm going to say this too. My name is Mark, and I am doing these videos for my son Finn. He's currently 4. And in case something ever happens to me, he can at least get to know me through the videos. And so today I'm going to talk about music. So I got to remember this because I keep wanting to think the wrong location. But so this Friday night, so today is the 8th of May. It's a Wednesday. I'm just getting off of work. This Friday I'm taking off of work because Finn, you have a thing at school. We're going to go to that, and then I'm going to a concert to see my favorite band. Their name is Cold. And so I'll tell you how I kind of found out about Cold. So back when I was in high school, getting out of high school, I don't remember exactly what year it was, there was this album that MTV did. It was MTV Return of Rock Volume 2, and on it was a song called Just Got Wicked by Cold. And so it was like a compilation CD that had all these new artists or little known artists and everything on it. And, you can kind of get to know them because, MTV was saying that rock was coming back. And so there was a store called Hastings that I went to, and they had a copy of Cold's second album, 13 Ways to Bleed on Stage. And so I bought that, and I just listened to that album over and over and over and over again. And so it kind of goes with a lot of stuff, but I had my car, and back then you had CDs and CD players. I had my big book of CDs and listened to music all the time and everything like that. And I really liked Cold. And then once you start finding out more about them, that makes you like them even more. And then Year of the Spider came out, and their other albums came out. And so I meant to look up when Year of the Spider came out. But anyway, so if you want to get technical about it, the first time I saw, I didn't think that I would ever get to see Coldplay live, because just like so much stuff, like I really love music and different things, and was always buying CDs and albums and things like that. And then just life goes on, and you just kind of stop doing it for a while and everything, because you get caught up in everything. And that's about the same way it seemed like with Cold. They brought out an album, and then they toured, and I thought I'd be able to go to Atlanta and see them, and I wasn't able to go because I was still in the Army at the time. And so it's just one of those, they didn't tour for a long time after that, and I thought I'd never get to see them. And then they did a tour in 2019. And actually, for that one, you could almost say that was your first concert, Finn, because me and your mom went to it, and that was September of 2019, and you were born December of 2019 on Christmas Day. But just a lot of stuff. But music has always helped me, because I've had a lot of stuff happen. A lot of people have a lot of stuff happen, but sometimes it's just nice because you can put on an album or put on a song, and it takes you to someplace else. And so like I was saying, I bought 13 Ways to Bleed on Stage, and then I bought Year of the Spider, and that came out sometime in 2005. I don't remember exactly when it came out, but I remember I bought the album. I can't remember if I had to buy it off of Amazon, because I was in Germany at the time, and I had a little Chevy S10 pickup truck. It was white, and it was step side, and it had the Extreme package on it and everything. And I was listening to Year of the Spider, and just listening to all the songs, and the song When Angels Fly Away came on, and there was a lyric in there that took me right back to Iraq. And so there's not a lyric in that song that doesn't affect me. So now every time I hear that song, every word or every sentence of that takes me someplace else. And so yeah, as I was listening to it, there was one lyric that happened, and it took me back to something bad that happened. And so the reason this one's different is I stopped for one, but I actually printed off the lyrics to kind of go through it and what happens. And so the first time I met Scooter, he's the lead singer, I was saying, you know, some of this to him, and he was telling me how he had met some soldiers in Atlanta, and that's how he got the idea to write this song. But Cold's music touches a lot of people in a lot of ways, and the good thing about, you know, well, meeting them, sometimes you wonder about how people are going to be, and I've, you know, met Scooter 3 times now, and I'm doing the VIP on Friday, and the thing about it is he's just the most humble guy, and it's just great that he's that way, because it could be so much worse. But so for the song When Angels Fly Away, like I said, he said that he had met some soldiers at the airport in Atlanta, and he wrote it after talking to them. So it starts out, I'm not going to try to sing because I'm horrible, but it says, I'll make a soldier's decision to fly away, load my gun, paint my face, call me misery. And now what this makes me think about is I had ankle surgery in 2006, the unit deployed, and I was about 75% healed from ankle surgery, and I was told that I was going back to Iraq. And when that happened, I kind of, you know, some things change, and you start looking at stuff differently, and you have to start getting your mind ready to go over there. I was on tanks at the time, so you were, you know, going in and out of houses and just on patrols and constantly out and things of that nature. So that's what that makes me think about, you know, load my gun, paint my face, call me misery, is being told that I had to go to Iraq the second time. And right after I was told, I was in Walmart of all places walking, and this dude just bumped into me. And the first thing I wanted to do was just walk up and punch him, like right here where the spine meets the back of your neck, and like someone had their cart in the way, and I just wanted to like throw it out of the way. I know this is like irrational, but that's kind of the mindset you have to get into. So the next line is, I see the sky light up and the ground explode. So I had an IED blow up. That's an improvised explosive device, like 2 to 5 feet in front of my truck one night. I'll tell that story some other time. But, you know, when I hear the song, that's what I see. I see the Humvee, you know, the little computer screens right here. I was in the front passenger spot, or the truck commander spot, and the bomb blew up just, you know, like right in front of me. And so I just see the big orange cloud and being covered in dust and looking around in the truck. And so the next one's got my sights locked in, I can see you breathe. I watch you fall and somebody scream. Now, the second part didn't necessarily happen, but there was one time we were put on this mission to go out and check these this farmhouse, and there was like some fish stock ponds or something out there, but they were suspected of shooting off artillery rounds at Blod Air Force Base, so they wanted us to go check it out. And so there were 2 guys out there. We kind of loosely detained them and searched the house, and in the process we found like a stash of, I think it was like 5 155 millimeter artillery rounds or something like that. And at one point something happened, and the guys were just walking around, and these 2 dudes came up. I don't know who they were. Someone said that they like owned the place or something. And the next thing we know, one of the dudes, you just hear woo woo. So this is going on, I think, like January or February 2005. And the way the place is you have like the house, and then right behind it is the Tigris River. So the woo woo that we were hearing was one of the dudes decided that he was going to leave, and he just jumped in the water And so it's cold, and he's screaming because of that. And I'm standing on the bank, and I'm standing there, and I got my rifle, and I got my sights. They're pointed, you know, like right at his shoulder blades, base of the neck type area, because he was in the water. And I look over at the lieutenant, or I'm not looking, the lieutenant's right there. I'm like, sir, if you want me to, I'll shoot him. He said, no, stop. So I just put it on safe and just stood down. And the next thing it says is, it's the saddest thing when angels fly away, and I'll talk about that. But the chorus of it is something that you say all the time is, I can't be home tonight. I'll make it back. It's all right. No one could ever love me as half as good as you. So whenever you were on, at one point it was Yahoo Messenger or phone calls or, you know, whatever it is at the time, that's what you're saying is, don't worry, I'll be fine. I'm going to come back. I'll be all right. And you're always saying that to people, even though you don't always know that that's going to be the case, but you know, you have to tell people, oh, it's going to be fine. I'm going to make it back. You know, it's only X amount of time left and things like that. So going into the second part, got a badge for my scars just the other day. We're proud for the sake of my sanity. So with the IED blast that I was talking about earlier, what had happened is when the blast went off, my brain kind of got slammed into the back of my head. My left retina almost detached. So I like wear sunglasses all the time because I got light sensitivity and a few other things about it. And so, like, mentally I was out of it for like a month. If I went to my room at night and just relaxed, I would stop breathing. And so it was just a bunch of weird stuff like that. But I said it as a joke because one of the dudes in the back, he got slammed up into a door. Something happened, it messed up his hand, like all of his knuckles were dislocating. The guy that was up on the gun, something happened, and I don't think I ever found out, but it like tore something in his neck or something. And so, you know, I was like, people were getting Purple Hearts and stuff, and I just halfly joked and said, hey, since everybody's getting a Purple Heart, can I get one? And they put me in for it, and I actually got it. And the average person ain't gonna see this, but because like I wasn't shot or took shrapnel or got burnt or something like that, sometimes I feel like I didn't earn it. And I know that's a crazy thought because like I get migraine headaches and I still have stuff that's wrong with me because of that, but I don't feel like I necessarily earned the Purple Heart that I got. So the part that I was talking about earlier that made me have the flashback, I could see the flames burning bright from the winding road. So I was driving my little S10, like I said, that came on. I don't have many pictures, but I have a way, but I don't think I want to put this on there. I don't know how much editing, if any, I'm going to do for this video. But we got called out. So we were in Bakuba or Bakuba near Balad, and we used to guard a bridge that crossed the Tigris River. So in between where we were at and that bridge, they used to set up IEDs. So this is like OIF2, and so this is early when they're starting with the IEDs and stuff. And so there was like a little bend in the road, and at the time not everybody had like fully armored vehicles and stuff like that, so you still had like the diesel trailers and everything, or the diesel trucks, and that's what had happened. They were coming around the little bend, and when they did, an IED went off and it killed 2 people inside the truck and burnt the truck pretty much to a crisp. And we got called to go out there. Luckily I didn't see all that, but you know, we had to go out and pull security for the area to make sure no one could come in while we waited for the equipment to come so we could extract that vehicle from that location. And so I would have a way of showing a picture of a truck with the burnt up truck with the 2 soldiers that died in it, but I don't think that I'm going to put that in here just out of respect for those soldiers. So the last part of it goes like a haunting page from our history. watch a young girl cry and a mother scream. It's the saddest thing when angels fly away. And so it kind of flops in between a couple of different things. I'll tell the nicer version right now. So like the first time, what would trigger when I would hear that is we did a raid on a house, and the guy got arrested, and he's being drug out through the road, and as we're sitting there, his mom is just, her hands are all up and she's crying and screaming and everything like that. And yeah, I don't think I want to talk about the second one. Maybe I'll talk about it at a different point in time, but that was a different night and a different time, and a little bit something worse happened. And so I'll just leave it at that, because I'm seeing everything right now. But anyway, and so it says it's the saddest thing when angels fly away. And that could be, to me, sometimes I think about here recently, yeah, you know, someone might have died, all this happened. But also when you look at it, one of the other things that happens when you go over there is you see these horrible things, or you're put in these horrible situations. And it's almost like the if you had an angel that was guarding you, it leaves you. And then when you get back to the real world, it's not easy, because you know you're just, and everybody expects you to be the same person, and you're never the same person. Like your mom used to get on to me all the time right after I got back. Like I could sit there and I could have a conversation with her, but I wasn't focusing on her, and that used to bother her. But I was watching everything that was going on. Like I was listening to like 3 or 4 different conversations. I was watching who was coming in, who was leaving, all this stuff, because that's the way you had to be over there, you know. So I think about, like, you know, for the soldiers that did with that stuff mentally, you know, your angel flies away, you don't have that protection no more. And it's almost like, you know, if you have something good protecting you, what happens after that? Well, when your angel flies away, all your demons come out and play, because there's nothing there keeping them down. But it keeps going on about, the song does, about, you know, you're constantly saying you're gonna be right, you're gonna be fine, you're gonna make it home all right, and everything like that. But I've already kind of talked about that. I'm kind of thinking about stuff and just, I'm getting lost for a minute. But it's songs like that from Cold, and it's songs like Shine, where, you know, about being bullied and things of that nature, but you want to see that person do great and be great, and just a whole bunch of other songs that are the reason that I've loved Cold for as long as I have. And like the thing about it is, I used to, like I said, I used to buy all the music and everything all the time, and people would ask me to like copy CDs and stuff like that. And Cold was the only band that I said, I will not copy you their album. I was like, if you want their album, you need to buy it. And I think that was my way of saying that that's how much I liked the band, and I wanted to support them as much as I could. So instead of giving people their music, I never gave anybody their music, because I felt people should buy it. And I can't wait till Friday night. And the bad part about it is it's not easy for me to go to concerts and stuff like that. I start getting around people, even though the last time I was in Iraq was, oh God, 2007, and it's, you know, 2024 or so. What is it? It's too long. Like, I go there, like the last time I saw him in Greenville, South Carolina, and a dude walked in with a backpack, and it just freaked me out, because there's a backpack, there's a bunch of people. In my mind, the backpack's gonna blow up because the backpack is out of place. I know that sounds crazy, and another video sometime. I'll talk about it more. But I was just, wanting to talk about a song that I hold dear to my heart, and that I'm happy that I get to go see Cold again on Friday night. And maybe one day when you're a little bit older, and you're 4 right now, hopefully one day me and you will be able to go to a concert together, Finn. And so on that, I just want to say, like I always do, I love you.